Welcome to Kyber Lab, episode 19. In this episode, we're looking at Jedi Knight Luke versus Commander Luke Skywalker, Luke versus Luke battle. This is a decent chance of success, depending on the team setup. Here in the Kyber Lab, we're going to look at maxing banners, reducing any mistakes, and removing RNG altogether. In this fight, it's not possible to remove RNG altogether, due to how the fact that Han will always shoot first. Still, we can pretty reliably shoot for 56 banners. Gear-wise, Luke and Revan should be R5 plus. The more damage on Luke, the better. But it's important that Revan be built a bit tankier rather than DPS, because the main risk in this fight is him dying to the opening salvo. Mod-wise, the more DPS, like I was mentioning on Luke, the better. You should also check Commander Luke on the opponent team to see whether he's built sort of tanky or more offense-based, because that will affect your targeting priority. Speed doesn't really make a big difference here. You're going to start out by killing Chewbacca, the OG Chewbacca, and then 3PO and Chewie, or Chewpio. And sometimes you'll do CLS instead of 3PO and Chewie, but it really depends on the modding and the tankiness and turn order and such. RNG is really, if they kill JKR first, it's going to be very difficult to win. So let's see how it goes. So they go after JKL first. Luckily, he's pretty beefy, probably an R7 or R8, so he didn't die. And going after Chewbacca first, it's the right move. Sorry, I'll back up. Some of this fight is slow with a lot of talking by Ando. So here, after a Bastilla, that's just fine. Going for the AoE stun. It will not stun CLS and Han because of the guard they have. But now going after Chewbacca. Perfect. Marking and going after Chewbacca again, that's fine. Really just trying to get him down as soon as possible. Nice, he's down. Here, again, the question is, do you go after Chewpio or do you go after Commander Luke? In this case, I would always go after Chewpio just looking at turn meter, because Luke hasn't taken his first turn yet, and his first turn is always the stance swap. So unless you go for a stun here, which isn't likely, you're going to go for an assist. It isn't likely because he's not in his attack stance. So here it's better to go after Chewpio. You'll get a few hits on him. When you call in Luke, he's going to do it to spell on his basics to get rid of that evasion. So here, decent damage, but swap stance and back to sort of the beginning. Turn meter swap, great. He's really going all in for Commander Luke here, which I think is a poor choice. Yeah, he's in his offensive stance, so he's has less defense. But I would say it's much better to have gone after Chewpio here, because Chewpio is really the main danger with his, not the main danger, but one of the big dangers with his assists is blind, which will neuter your own damage output, and his AoE, but that's not going to come up for a bit. So if you get Chewpio down, generally, you'll almost certainly win, no matter who's left. So yeah, Chewpio, I would have probably called Bastilla here. Don't get the speed up from Hermit Yoda, because Bastilla's Old Republic. Or you could have called Plo, because he's going to dispel the... and here you just killed yourself. This lost the fight. An AoE from JKR. Ando may have forgotten that JKR is not the leader, so there's no little blue thing. I forget what it's called. Anyway, still a chance here to go after Chewpio. Chewpio would be dead now if you didn't go after CLS at the beginning, even with the mistake. And the fight's over now. Even with the mistake of using Revan's AoE. But this is another fight where it's very easy to see how just a little mistake at the beginning in order of targeting Commander Luke instead of Chewpio, and then a bigger mistake using the AoE from Revan cost the fight. But there you go. Hope that helped and you learned something. Cheers.